Larry Lloyd leads out Nottingham Forest. The teams come out together to a good reception from a crowd approaching 40,000. This the first visit of an overseas side to the City Ground Nottingham in European competition for 11 years. And Ferenc Puskás, one of the legendary figures of world football, takes his seat on the bench. Puskás, who played for Hungary at Wembley 25 years ago this month, in the match the Hungarians won 6-3 against England, and then wrote his name all over the European Cup, first as a player with Real Madrid, and then as manager of the Greek club Panathinaikos, who reached the final at Wembley in 1971. And maybe that support is also for Brian Clough. So often he's complained here about the crowds, and this is only the third time this season that the Forest have had more than 30,000 people inside the ground. And for a club that have lost only one of their last 57 competitive matches, that isn't a particularly good attendance record. Sort of thing, I suppose, that makes Clough think twice about Sunderland's offer. But his team tonight is weakened by the absence of Barrett, McGovern and O'Neill, all injured, although O'Neill will be on the bench for an emergency, and Ken Burns, who's suspended. So in the defence, David Needham plays alongside Larry Lloyd. John O'Hare is in midfield with Bowyer and Archie Gemmell, who passed a late fitness test. The news of the Athens team is that Vieira, the Uruguayan who was sent off in the first leg, is suspended. They've replaced him at number 10 there with Damartsos, the famous 36-year-old Greek international who missed the first leg after a row with the manager. All 11 there are internationals. You may remember number 9, Vajovic, from the World Cup in 1974. He played for Yugoslavia then. And 4 of those players played for Greece on Sunday in their European Championship win over Hungary. The referee is Ulf Eriksson from Sweden, who took charge during the World Cup in the summer of that match between Scotland and Peru. So Athens wearing yellow shirts and black shorts kick off. Number 8 is Nikoloudis. 10 for Forest is Woodcock. Here's Gemmell. Forest, remember, already a goal up from the first leg. Larry Lloyd, the captain tonight. Interesting piece of psychology by Brian Clough to make him skipper after the row between them recently. Mazouris for Athens. He's got Tassos, number 7, outside him. Away by Viv Anderson. 10 there chasing is Damartsos. Mavros, the danger man. Very left-footed. Damartsos again. Tassos. Nikoloudis. Tackle by Clark. Damartsos. Nikoloudis. Tassos, who scored from a penalty in the first leg for Athens. Nicolau with the header, then in Zoglu, now Gemmell, John O'Hare, Gary Birtles, Tony Woodcock couldn't quite make it, Bowyer did. Vajovic, number 9. Damartsos. Number 8 is Nikoloudis, the main schemer. Looking for Tassos, who he got behind Frank Clark. Mavros! Well, Athens may regret missing that. Wasn't on Mavros' best foot, it's true. Shilton annoyed because from the throw-in, Forest seemed to lose concentration. Tassos got behind Frank Clark and crossed, and Mavros, as you can see, Tassos was behind the defence, and Mavros on his right foot just screwed his shot across the goal. Here's O'Hare. Good play, Woodcock. O'Hare again taking it up. Almost came through for Gary Birtles. And Christidis made a very good save. Easy to say there that Birtles should have scored, but Christidis takes credit also. So watch for Dave Needham going to the near post, his favourite position, number 6. Birtles goes in behind him. Right across. Oh, it's got in! And he made up for it! Needham, so good on those situations. My word, his favourite position is in there. Watches the ball comes through, the diving header, and so often he's got goals in that situation. So 1-0 to Forest. David Needham, it's his first match in Europe, and he celebrates with his first goal. So Forest now on aggregate, lead by 3 goals to 1. Birtles to Anderson. Forest lead 1-0 on the night, 3-1 on aggregate in this match, which sees the winners go into the quarter-final of the European Cup. Here's Anderson. O'Hare. Free kick's been given against Anderson. That's Ardi Zoglu complaining. The first sign we've had of dissent and complaint. The captain, Nicolau, conscious of what happened in the first leg, trying to cool things down. Just that one unsavoury incident in Greece when Vieira was sent off for punching Ken Burns. Burns also booked, which is why he's missed tonight's game. Header by Needham. It's come to Demartsos. Away by Lloyd. Gemmell. Good break this. Birtles inside, still there. Woodcock wants it now. Still Gemmell. Birtles. Set up for John O'Hare. Deflection. Here's Nikoloudis. Zoglu. Looking for Mavros. There's Lloyd right behind him. Demartsos, number 10. Looks so inventive on the ball. Anderson got a foot to that. Here's Tassos. Demartsos. But not this time. Many people in the Greek camp think that if Demartsos had played in the first leg, it might have made a difference to them, but Forest played so well over there that they've set themselves up here with a 3-1 aggregate lead, which should be enough now. Having said that, Athens are playing quite well and the match very interesting. Gemmell with the ball. Ardi Zoglu. Mavros to Nikoloudis. Mazouris. Tassos. Rather too obvious. Bowyer got to it. Here's Birtles. Woodcock makes the run to his left. Gemmell is a little further back to his right. Still Birtles. Woodcock. Oh, that's beautiful. And it's going to be 2 for Woodcock, is it? No! Nicolai off the line. Woodcock looks in disgust. He got round the goalkeeper and Nicolai, hands on hips. The captain, watch for him here covering. It's a good move between Birtles and Woodcock. But watch that number 5. He's got back behind his keeper, and that is great defending. play this time by Nzoglu. Anderson and Nzoglu having quite a session over there together. Nikoloudis. Damartsos. And here's Gemel. Oh, that's neat. And so typical too. Bertels outside him, Woodcock the other way. Gemel's shot. Well, if you look at the last 12 months in English football, you'd be hard-pressed to find a better or more consistent or more inspiring player than Archie Gemel. Whether it's at club level or international level, the little man has to be surely one of the outstanding professionals in modern football. Here he is again. Oh, Bertels with Akers. Woodcock in the middle waiting, being joined by two more. Here's Anderson. There's Gemel again. And once more. Woodcock. That's a free kick, I think. So, half an hour gone in the first half, and Forest's position, as the crowd indicate, very healthy. In the penalty area here, look at those red shirts, 6 altogether. Needham in there again. The goal scorer. Robertson. Oh, throws away 2 of them. Oh, it's beautiful for Gemel, left foot. Christidis with the acrobatics. A sign there that Gemel's very much a left-footed player as that ball came across, but it was beautifully set up by Robertson, and now the turn of the Greeks to break. Damartsos. Offside, Tassos. Look at the break here as Robertson pulls inside the way he loves to do and sets it up for Gemel, who prefers to take those on the left foot, and Christidis able to make the save. I think the Greeks are a rather better side than they looked in the first leg, although that's not to detract from Forest's performance out there because they made them look very poor. Misouris. Mavros. Lovely balance. Nikoloudis. Tassos. Here's Gemel. This is Bowyer. We measured that. Thought he'd got it, but he hadn't. Here's Robertson. Bertels near post, Woodcock far. There goes Woodcock! 2-0 to Forest, and Woodcock says thanks for the cross and thanks for the goal. Really beautifully done, and Robertson, this persistent supply line with either foot. This time it's the left. There's the cross, the keeper comes, but Woodcock gets in, and that's 2-0 to Forest on the night, and it makes the aggregate score now almost insurmountable as far as Athens are concerned. 4-1. Well, I've lost count of the number of goals that stem from John Robertson. There goes Mavros, though he's offside. But when you look at Forest's pattern of play over the last 18 months, this man could be described as their most important player, John Robertson. So good on either the outside or the inside of his man, and his crosses so accurate. Woodcock. Bowyer. Birtles. Well, Athens would need to win 4-2 now to go through, so barring miracles, Forest are on their way to the quarter-finals, but Bowyer is on his way, only to be flagged offside. Nikoloudis for Athens. Vajevic is waiting in the centre. Mazouris. Nikoloudis, Mavros. How he must regret that early chance now. Well, he did no better with that one either. But in the 3rd minute, was it, of the game, very early on, Mavros had that chance on his right foot. And perhaps with it, as it went past the post, disappeared Athens' last real hope of beating Nottingham Forest. Here's Gemmell. O'Hare. Well, Forest were warned by Brian Clough against complacency, and there's been none of that. David Needham to Anderson. And here's Woodcock, scorer of the 2nd goal. Anderson allowed to go. With a beauty. 3-0 now. And what a lovely goal. The Greeks were appealing there for a foul early on with Anderson first got the ball. Just watch it here. He gets the ball here, and just for a moment there's an appeal for a foul, but you saw the hand raised. But no, he goes on and picks his spot with the right foot, and Christidis, off his line, couldn't get back. So, Nottingham Forest 3, Athens 0. The protests of the Greeks waved aside, and their place in the European Cup dead and buried. 5-1 the aggregate. Well, what a couple of years the people here have had on the terraces. Foul by Mazouris on Frank Clark. The crowd here have had promotion from the 2nd division, they've had the League Cup, the 1st Division Championship, the Charity Shield, and now it appears a place in the last 8 in Europe's premier competition. Success all the way with Brian Clough and Peter Taylor. There's Birtles. Birtles has gone all the way, and was he fouled by Ragusis? Well, perhaps it won't matter too much. Here's Tassos. Vajevic. I think Clark may be struggling with an injury. Passed the fitness test early on, but in the meantime, Woodcock breaks completely clear. Here comes Christidis. Oh! And he forced him out, actually. But he's still there. Woodcock. Too high for Birtles. It's going to come to Gemmell. Back again for Woodcock. And the two of them at it again. Penalty, is it? Oh, no, says the referee. And the referee finally blows for a foul on Vajevic, and see what happened. Woodcock went past the goalkeeper, who appeared to catch his foot. The referee said no penalty. And in the meantime, Forest have made a substitution. Frank Clark has gone off. Gary Mills, number 15, has come on, and I suspect that means that Ian Bowyer will play at left back. We're in the last minute of the first half. 3 goals, many near misses, and a penalty appeal turned down. Forest now with Mills on for Clark, and reorganised at the back, with Bowyer moving into the left back slot, where he would have played had Clark not passed that test. Nicoloudis pulls away from Larry Lloyd. And that's Bowyer in his new role, giving away the corner. Number 8, now playing left back. And the end of a supremely entertaining first half. It seems churlish to say the Greeks could have scored first, but they did, you know. Only then for Forest to take over in style. Goals by Needham, Woodcock and Anderson. It could have been more, with Woodcock almost foxing the keeper just before half-time. But the applause says that Forest are in the quarter-finals, barring a total miracle, and can concentrate now on providing some more enterprising football, inspired by Gemmell, in the second half. Start the second half, we ought to make the point as a formality, I suppose, that if the Greeks did by any chance score 4 goals and win 4-3, they would then go through on the away goals rule, but unless they can do that, Forest are as good as through. Here's Anderson, one of their goal scorers. Well, they may beat the offside here if they're clever. They have. This is Gary Birtles who's through. Back again for Anderson. Gemmell. Robertson again tormented them in the first half. Little ball in for Birtles. Needham finds Mills, the substitute, who's more of a right winger than anything else. Tardy Zoglu got back with him, but a goal kick. Foot, and here's Bajovic. Domatsos. Ardi Zoglu, number 6. Haven't seen too much of him tonight. Nikolai. Mazouris. Nicoloudis. Here's Bajovic. That's quite good play by the Greeks, and a chance here if Mavros can get a shot in. But he's not having the best of luck in front of goal tonight, Mavros. You can see here as the ball's played in, Nicoloudis goes in first, but Mavros coming in from the left sent it skidding wide. Birtles, O'Hare to his left. There's O'Hare. Oh, it didn't miss by much. Not sure whether it was a shot or a cross. Birtles was the man that made it possible, finding O'Hare on the left. And whether it was a cross or a shot, it just shaved that far post, and Christidis didn't seem too sure. Forest have been absent from Europe for 11 years. And the crowd enjoying being back. They were in the old Fairs Cup way back in 1967. Good challenge by Lloyd, but here's Nicolau looking for Mavros. Mavros and Anderson. And again, and Mavros away this time. Vajovic waiting for the cross. Far post header by him, and they get one back. Vajovic the scorer, the tall man there, who got a hat-trick for Yugoslavia in the '74 World Cup against Zaire that I saw at Gelsenkirchen, and one of the goals very similar to that. The ball he drives on the high cross to the far post, and Vajovic up over his marker, and Shilton given no chance. So, beware of Greeks bearing gifts, they say. Forest have been given 3 goals, they've taken 3 goals. Athens get one back, and the aggregate score now is 5-2. Rather more interest to the match. And here's Nikoloudis. Here's Vajovic. That's a fair ball for Tassos, who was onside, and Shilton showing that he can play as well as keep goal. John O'Hare. Woodcock back to O'Hare. Gemmell sprinting to his left now, and Robertson is even wider. The man of the first half, very nearly getting Forest's fourth. Just leaving the defender there in his wake, and the right foot is his stronger and just wide. Domatsos. Not a very convincing header by Anderson. Was there some holding there by Needham? Well, apparently not. Woodcock. Taken quite a buffeting in these 2 games, especially in the first leg. Rabusis giving him an encouraging pat on the shoulder. Here's Gemmell. Needham's up there again. Oh, and he got there too, and Birtles got there. Gary Birtles thanks David Needham for the pass. Birtles the scorer. Again, Needham's presence in the penalty area proves important. Archie Gemmell chipped the ball in. Needham had made his way forward again. There he is, jumping now. Just got a nick on it. And Birtles, who prefers his left foot, had no problem putting that away. You can see it here from a different angle, with Gemmell so precise with that chip. Needham perhaps trying to head for goal, but you deserve luck like that when you've got Birtles on hand to take the chance. So, 4-1 on the night now to Forest, and an impregnable 6-2 lead on aggregate. Birtles' 8th goal of the season, which makes him Forest's top scorer, even though he's only played in a handful of games. Ardizoglu to Domatsos. Should give back Gary Birtles some more confidence. That gets Forest moving into top gear again with Gemmell. Holding them off. Nikoloudis. Tassos. Ardizoglu making a run on the left, but They didn't find him, and Forest away again here. That was a good ball from Mills to Woodcock. Gemmell sprinting up to the left. Birtles is there anyway. Here he is. And still the danger with Robertson. Woodcock wants it played and he's offside. So more breathing space for Athens. But for how long? Robertson. Forest's best score this season, by the way, is 5 at Oxford in the League Cup and at Wembley in the Charity Shield against Ipswich. They've got 1 to go to equal that tonight. Here's Bajovic. Oh, and Mavros got a chance there. Shot hit Lloyd. Here's Gemmell. Woodcock. Oh, that's beautifully done. Birtles pulling away to the far post. He's on his own there, in fact. Here's Gemmell now. Now it's Birtles, and he's through. Good control, but in trying to make it even better, Gary Birtles just gave Revusis the chance to clear. Lovely little drink here by Birtles. He tries to finish in style, goes round one, tries to stretch, and Revusis got in. Corner to Forest. Nikolai up. Mavros. And Athens here with a break to the right. Demartsos and to the left now with 2 players free. There's Ardizoglu. The 1-2 played rather wide on the return. Bajovic still waiting at the far post for the orthodox cross, and there he is again. Giving Needham quite a few anxious moments, Bajovic, when the ball is crossed like that. That's what he really wants, the ball played from a wide position to the far post. He scored 1. Gary Mills, a lovely first-time ball a moment or 2 ago. And he set Forest on their way again. Woodcock, Gemmell to the left, and it wasn't played. It might be now. Oh, yeah. And when it was, he couldn't quite reach it. Still, the ideas are always there with Forest. Always looking to penetrate at the earliest opportunity. Which makes their attacking football so good to watch. Demartsos for Athens. Looking for Tassos on the far side. This lad Gary Mills, who's got his 17th birthday, about 10 days away now. Made his debut against Arsenal in the league a few weeks ago, and it shows that Forest, even though their resources are stretched by absentees tonight, have got some talent coming through. Ian Bowyer has played left-back since just before half-time. Robertson. That's 3 men now. Tremendous stuff. Christidis with the save, equaling this lovely run by John Robertson. He went past 3 players, right foot shot, and goalkeepers sometimes like those, but nevertheless, a good tip over. On by Gary Birtles there. Well, Birtles getting in again. Near post header. That's his 2nd goal. They were watching for Needham and Lloyd, the big men, the defence, but watch Gary Birtles. He's on the near post, and from that desperately difficult angle, he just gets the flick on. So, 5-1 now to Forest. Demartsos. Nikoloudis. Demartsos. Ardizoglu offside. Well, those scenes could be Anfield, couldn't they? And I mean that with no disrespect to Forest, because it's Liverpool's mantle they've taken over in the European Cup this season. The red and white is still there, but it's Nottingham Forest here, playing with great adventure. Γίνe stealing in. Robertson. Nicely round them all. Another fine run by John Robertson. Just look at that. Hugging the ball on the right foot. Nikoloudis. Navros just drifting into the penalty area on this side. That's Mazouris. Out to Bajovic. Good control, turn back again for Mazouris. Couldn't quite get his shot in, and away by Anderson as far as Nikoloudis. Now Bajovic. Ardizoglu offside, I would think there. Navros puts it in, I would think there's an offside. The linesman's flagging, and although the referee pointed to the centre, the offside decision stands. Ardizoglu there will be upset about that. I think he may have been offside to start with. Watch the ball come over here. There's an offside decision against a Greek player. Navros in the middle, it could have been Ardizoglu who touched the ball first, but Navros put the ball in, and one of those two was offside. Free kick to Forest against Bajovic. Demartsos, as the Greeks try to end in a flourish here. Their sportsmanship has been pretty good, and their performance rather indifferent against a Forest side that have been full of running and confidence. With far more power. Here's Mills. Gemmell. We're in the last minute of normal time, and Archie Gemmell makes one nice attempt to get a goal. He certainly had a hand in several of them by the way he set play up in the middle of the field. Nikoloudis. Demartsos. Demartsos, number 10. And the whistle goes to end a great night for Brian Clough and Nottingham Forest. Peter Taylor and Brian Clough going away, having seen their side finish off the job absolutely convincingly. Athens flickered at the beginning of the first half and the beginning of the second, but the applause says that Nottingham Forest, apart from those moments, were absolutely in charge. 5 goals to enjoy, and a 7-2 aggregate win in this European Cup second round sends Forest, with Tony Woodcock, one of their heroes over the 2 legs, sends them safely into the last 8 to represent England in the quarter-finals in March. And the crowd of 38,000 enjoyed every minute of that Forest performance.